So, very good morning to all of you. Hope you all are well. So, we have started with timing diagrams in 8085 microprocessor IC. So, do you remember what we studied in the previous lecture? Is it audible and visible to all? Yes, students, please reply. Okay. Okay, and we have started with timing diagram. Okay. So in that we have seen what is the clock frequency, clock cycle. What do you mean by T states? What is an instruction cycle? How many machine cycles are there in one instruction cycle? And what is an instruction cycle which constitutes of T states? Machine cycle constitutes of 3 to 6 T states. Control signals we have discussed earlier. Means how the device will come to know whether it has to read or write from memory or input output device, or it has to just fetch the opcode, or if there is an interrupt. So how we will come to know? So that is decided by control signals. This we have discussed earlier also. Now the 8085 microprocessor has 6 basic machine cycles. 8085 microprocessor has 6 basic machine cycles. This we have discussed. So these machine cycles are opcode fetch cycle, operand fetch cycle, memory read cycle, memory write cycle, input output read cycle, and input output write cycle. So each cycle consists of few T states. That means it required certain amount of time to execute that particular instruction. We have seen the architecture of 8085, in which we came to know instruction decoder, instruction registers are there, where we decide which instruction is to be executed, what is its hex code, and how it will be fetched. So this we will discuss now. Data flow. Yes, have you written all the things in your copy? Yes, students, have you prepared copy? Okay. So I think we have started with this diagram. I have told you to draw this diagram in your copy. Am I right? So that day, have you completed drawing this diagram in your copy? Okay, all completed this diagram. Okay, so we'll discuss about this diagram. Voice is not clear. All facing this problem or few students? So this shows the data flow from memory to microprocessor unit. This is external memory connected with the microprocessor. How fetching operation will be done? So first basic operation is your opcode fetch. Here the opcode is MOV. That means this instruction will transfer the data from accumulator to register C. Whatever data is present in the accumulator will be shifted to will be shifted to register C. Register C is there in inbuilt register which is present in the microprocessor 885 IC. Okay. So move C comma A instruction, hex code is 4F. Hex code is 4F, which will be stored somewhere in the external memory. This is a memory decoder. 4F hex will be stored at position 2005. 2005 location will be saved in the program counter PC. PC will point this memory location. This memory location will tell you that move register A into register C. So how it will start? 4F hex will be read by the internal 8-bit register. By internal 8-bit register, and now the action will be started within the microprocessor. So accumulator में जो data है that will be shifted into register C by using this internal 8-bit register data. Instruction decoder, instruction register, control logic will give the signal, will generate RD bar to read the data from the memory. Clear? So now we will see its theoretical concept. This diagram is clear now. So now I will move ahead. See, these are S0, S1 status pins which tells you regarding the status of opcode, whether we have to read the data from memory or from. Few students are waiting. So few students, please join fast. It disturbs the class. So now we will see how it is working. See, data flow from memory to MPU. Instruction code, we all know 4F. 4F hex is the hexadecimal code which will tell you, see, machine knows hexadecimal code, machine language. This language is assembly language program which is there for user. User will come to know what operation is to be performed, but machine never knows what is move, what is add, what is subtract instructions. It knows only the hexadecimal code, and every designer who is manufacturing this ICs will provide you the hexadecimal code with that IC. And 8085 is a standard IC, so everything is fixed, and all these data sheets will be provided by the manufacturers, and from that data sheet you will come to know what is the hexadecimal code for every instruction. So instruction code stored at location 2005 hex. The fetch execute sequence, how it will be executed, we can see thoroughly by this description. So the microprocessor placed a 16-bit memory address from program counter to address bus at T1 clock cycle. T1 clock cycle, T states we came to know. Few set of T states design your machine cycle, few machine cycle designs your instruction cycle. Okay, so at T1 the microprocessor fetches the program counter address, and we all know there is a 16-bit address bus. Through that address bus we have demultiplexed it to use for 16-bit address plus 8-bit data. So initially first operation to be performed is to fetch the address, not the data. So first address will be fetched, and we all know that the higher order address bus, that means the MSBs, 8-bit MSBs are always placed from A8 to A15 address lines. You remember, students, do you remember? Because the architecture we have discussed very leniently and very slowly, so that your concepts should be clear in the class itself. But I don't know whether you remember or not. Yes, Vishal? Hemu, Vishwendraditya, Kiran, do you remember the architecture? Demultiplexing, Anjali, Shubham, Shubhanshu. Please reply. Yes, so there we have studied all these things. Okay, very good if you remember. So that concept we have to implement over here. So the higher order address 20 hex. See, this is 2005 hex. So first 20 hex is the MSB, 05 hex is the LSBs. So the higher order address 20 hex is placed at A15 to A8 lines. The lower order address 05 hex is placed at AD7 to AD0 lines. Okay, what is AD7 to AD0 line? Please type in the chat box. What do you mean by 8780 line? What is its name? And what is its role? Please be prompt to answer in the chat box. Data bus. Is it only known as data bus? Any else? Anybody else? Please answer. Address data bus. Yes, the perfect answer is address data bus. See, today few students joined the classes. I will just dictate their names because they are having very short attendance. Okay, Abhishek, what is the problem? Why you don't attend classes regularly? Okay, then Ashwarya, you are also very irregular in the classes.
Yes, ma'am.
But see, we have to give all the record of the classes. So the record is very prompt. No one can change that record. You also know. So please attend the classes regularly. And many students are there. Dheeraj, very less attendance. Please attend classes regularly. Manoj, today he is not there. Manoj, attendance is very less. And this Nilesh, today Nilesh is there in the class. Mohit, Naman, okay, he is not there. Mohit, Mohit also please attend classes regularly. Okay, so we will continue. 87 to AD0 buses are address data bus and ALE. What is ALE? Full form of ALE, students? ALE का full form क्या है?
Address
Latch enable. Very good. It's address latch enable, which is very important because this is used for demultiplexing of address and data bus. As we all know, These are multiplexed buses. So we need something which can tell कि first address is fetched. After fetching the address, data is fetched. So the lower order address 05 is placed at 87 to 80 and ALE is active high. Synchronously, the I oblique M bar is in active low condition to show it is a memory operation. We all know that data is fetched from the memory location. So IO oblique M bar. IO means there is no bar on IO. On M, there is a bar. It's not showing over here, but M consists of a bar. So IO oblique M bar is the overall signal. M bar means it is in active low condition. M को एक्टिव करना है तो मुझे सिग्नल उस लाइन पे 0 देना पड़ेगा. ओके हाँ, उस लाइन पे सिग्नल मुझे लो देना पड़ेगा. इज इट क्लियर? सो इट इज अ मेमोरी ऑपरेशन. At T2, the active low control signal RD is activated so as to active read operation. It is indicated that MPU is in fetch mode operation. So after giving this signal active low, the MPU will fetch the operation code. At T2 cycle, read signal will be generated and it will read the signal 4F hex in the next T3 clock cycle. The active low RD signal enabled the byte instruction 4F hex to be placed on 87 to 80 and transferred to the MPU. While read high, the data bus will be in the high impedance mode. See here only reading operation is to be done, not writing. So, and how to read? Because 87 to 80 पे data place हो गया है and that data is to be shifted into the microprocessor to execute that instruction. 87 to 80 and transferred to the MPU. While RD high, the data bus will be in the high impedance mode. RD bar is again a low signal. WR bar is again a low signal. Whenever I want to read the data from MPU, I have to put RD bar. That means RD line should be active low. Okay. Here I have written the active low RD signal. Clear? T4 cycle. T4 cycle, the machine code 4F hex will then be decoded in instruction decoder. The contents of accumulator A will then copy into register C at time state T4. So opcode fetch machine cycle requires 4 T states. First, it will identify that instruction code 4F hex, where it is placed. That address is there in the program counter 2005 hex. तो सबसे पहले program counter उसको read करेगा. During T1 cycle, higher order address bus 20 will be placed, lower order address bus 05 will be placed. Then I oblique M bar will be low. Next, active low signal RD bar will be generated because I want to read the data from the external memory. Clear? Now 4F hex will be generated in the lines of the data bus. 4F hex to be placed on 87 to 80 and transferred to MPU. Now next, the last machine cycle, the machine code 4F hex will then be decoded in instruction decoder. Clear? So now 4F hex will be read. अब क्या होगा? Now the contents of accumulator will be then be copied into register C at time T4 T state. So this is the opcode fetch machine cycle. Status pins S0 and S1 are called status pins. They tell the current operation which is in progress in 8085. Status pins we have seen. These pins are there in the 8085 microprocessor hardware. For opcode fetch, S1, S0 should be 1. Opcode fetch machine cycle, this we have seen in this table. Opcode fetch S0, S1 should be 1. This opcode fetch. Okay, it should be 1, 1. And these are my pins, active pins, which is used while reading, writing the data. So this all know pin number 29 and 33. See, you can see RD bar, WR bar, ALE is active high signal, IO oblique M bar, IO is active high signal and M bar is active low signal. Clear, students? Any doubt you want to ask? Anything? Any doubt? You can write the important points from this if you want to write. Should I move ahead? Any doubt? No one is replying. Okay. Please be prompt to type so that I will be clear what I have to do next. Next heading, put down memory read machine cycle and draw this diagram first in your copy. Finish drawing, so please write in the chat box. Yes, I will definitely share. Actually, from last 4-5 days, there was no light in my cabin, no internet facility was there, and I was not well in 2 days. So definitely, I will share the documents with you. Finish, student. Okay, so we will start with memory read machine cycle of ADD5. It is showing you 4 T states. Clock cycles, 1 T states consist of positive and negative pulse. This is T1, T2, T3 and T4 state. A15 to A8 lines are to be drawn separately. 87 to 80 lines should be drawn separately. So A15 to A8 lines shows you it will start at the initial of T1 clock cycle and will remain till T3 clock cycle. Okay, so higher order memory address will be still present till T3 clock cycle. Okay, so these lines are showing these two lines 20 hex address. Okay, this is the representation how operation will be take place within the microprocessor. So 20 hex will be placed at the initial of T1 clock cycle and will be there till T3 clock cycle. What will happen? I have transferred 20 hex, then I have to transfer the 05 hex remaining signal. Okay, so AD7 to AD0 will has to share the lower order address bus with the data bus. Okay, so initially during T1 clock cycle only 05 hex will be present. So microprocessor has to fetch both the address. It will combine 2005 hex. After that at T2 clock cycle, initially ALE is high. जब ALE high है जिस clock pulse में उसी clock pulse में तुम्हारा ये data transfer हो जाएगा lower order address bus 05 hex. ALE is a very important signal. When ALE is high, address lower order address bus is fetched. So now at the end of T1 clock cycle, I am having the overall address of the memory 2005 hex. After that in T2 clock cycle, the MPU will check whether ALE is high or low. If ALE is low, where ALE is low, that means now there is no address present on 87 to 80 lines. After that, we are having this cumulative signal I oblique M bar S1 and S0. Status signals combined with I oblique M bar forms your control signal. So I oblique M bar is a memory low signal. Here I oblique M bar should be low. Any query in this? S1, S0 should be 1, 1 as its memory read operation. So just a single transition should be shown at the beginning of T1 clock pulse and it should remain constant. These lines should remain constant. I oblique M bar S1 S0 signal. Okay. Then RD bar. Till T1 clock cycle, ALE is high, only address is fetched. Now at T2 clock cycle, at the beginning of T2 clock cycle, the RD bar signal will go low and it will go low till 2 clock cycles T2 and T3. Now what it signifies, जैसे ही RD bar signal low हुआ, RD bar pin is low in the microprocessor, what will happen? Read operation will take place. S0, S1, I oblique M bar and RD bar. RD bar pin is low as soon as the reading operation will takes place. Clear? So RD bar pin low, opcode fetch operation will takes place. Address was identified. It was taken from the program counter. Now whatever the data present in this address will be fetched. That is 4fx. That means opcode fetching is being done when RD bar is low. So these arrows are shown over here. Clear? A15 to A8 lines are always free, always it will be placed with the address, but now we don't need that address. But now the microprocessor will not read. It will read the data very fast during T1 clock cycle. It will save 20 hex and 205 hex. It will combine 2005 hex, and now it will locate that location. As soon as RD bar is low, it will take the data 4F hex from memory. I oblique M bar should be low. So this is the timing diagram for memory read machine cycle. Any doubt? Should I move ahead? This diagram you have drawn in your copy, it's very important if a theory question is been asked. See now, one question is there. This you have to simplify in your copy. Machine codes 3x and 32x are stored at memory location 2000x and 2001 hex. The instruction you have to draw the timing diagram for MVI A, 32 hex. Write down the question. Draw the timing diagram for instruction MVI A, 32 hex. 3E hex is the opcode. Okay. See. Okay. Move C, A instruction requires what is its length? What is its length? Calculate the time required to execute the opcode fetch. Can you draw? It's very easy. MVI A, 32 hex. 32 hex is the data which is to be transmitted to A. Okay, so it requires 2 bytes of data. One for opcode and other for data. So 2 memory location will be there to store this instruction. To calculate the timing diagram, how many T states will be required to execute the opcode fetch and memory read cycle and entire instruction cycle if the clock frequency is 2 megahertz. It's a very basic numerical. It is a 2 byte instruction I told you. 1 byte for opcode and 1 byte for data. This requires 2 machine cycles. First machine cycle will be opcode fetch, other will be your memory read. So opcode fetch machine cycle requires how many T states? I have told you earlier it requires 4 T states. So 4 opcode fetch plus 3 memory read cycle. Okay, so total 7 T states are required. The memory read machine cycle is executed by the processor to read a data byte from memory. The processor takes 3 T states to execute this cycle. The instruction which have more than 1 byte word size will use a machine cycle after the opcode fetch machine cycle. Yes, Ayushi. First machine cycle M1 is for opcode fetch. After opcode fetch, 8085 places address 2001 hex on the address bus. Increment the program counter to 2002 hex. See, you have seen that here 2000 hex, the data 2001 hex, 32 hex will be stored. So initially opcode fetch में 2000 hex memory location identify होगी, then 2001 will be identified, and increment at last the program counter will be set to 2002 hex. Status signal we all know, set to memory read, MR bar will be low. During T1 of M2 ALE is set. During T2 RD enables the memory chip and ALE is unset. Memory places 32 hex on data bus and 8085 read and store it in A. So it requires 70 states. In exam they can ask you how many T states are required, which fetch cycles are required, and to draw the timing diagram. So here a combination of timing diagram you have to draw. First will be your simple opcode fetch timing diagram, and then memory read timing diagram you have to draw. This is your clear. So you can see in the Gavkar book also the whole timing diagrams are given for particular instruction, or you can see the data sheet in which timing diagrams are mentioned. So next is your memory write machine cycle. Memory write, as by the name we came to know, we want to write some data into the memory from MPU. The memory write machine cycle is executed by the processor to write a data byte in the memory location. The processor takes 3 T states to execute this machine cycle. The processor takes 3 T states to execute this machine cycle. Memory write, okay? So now draw this diagram. Memory write machine cycle. Okay? So draw this diagram. Finished? Where is Abhishek from the class? He was there. He entered the class, but he is not attending the class. May I know the reason? Okay, have you finished? All of you? Okay. So, any explanation needed for this diagram? Now here, what will be there for MR bar pin? MR bar pin क्या होगी? High होगी, low होगी? It will be MR bar will be high. Very good. WR bar will be low. And C, the status pins S1 and S0 will be 0, 1 for writing operation. For writing operation. So I think this is clear to you all. So in next class, we will discuss with the IO read and write cycle, and one homework given to you. Draw timing diagram for MVI A, 32 hex machine cycle. Every discussion we did in the question in the exam, they can ask you. So we did the calculations. We came to know which machine cycles will be required, how many T states will be required. So please draw its diagram by your own. You have to just combine two diagrams, memory read and opcode fetch. You can have a look over here. This type of diagram will be there, but you have to mark everything regarding the addresses, what opcode will be fetched, what is its data bytes, what is your... See, question I have given you earlier, students. Question I have given you earlier ki draw timing diagram for MVI A, 32 hex. This was a question. Calculate the time required to execute opcode fetch and memory read cycle and entire instruction cycle if the clock frequency is 2 megahertz. This was the question. So it's there on the screen if you want to write. And please draw its timing diagram by your own. I have shown you, but you can draw it. So any query you want to ask, anything, we'll wind up the class. Anything you want to ask, any doubt? So goodbye, students. This is the homework given. Please complete it in your copy.